two physically and emotionally very challenging characters, a very different kind of film, different setup, different narrative style, musical, visual kind of film. So it was amazing, you know, it's an incredible way to start, I think.
Yeah, what about
You know, Rakeysh Omprakash Mehra doesn't get better than this for a first film,
Yeah.
So I feel it's just associating with somebody who's made a film like Rang De Basanti, which for me has been one of my favorite films in our generation last 2 decades. So I just feel that associating with him in itself is a matter of great prestige. So there's no pressure as such because it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I prepped for 18 months before the shoot, learned how to ride horses, learned how to shoot bows, learned how to shoot while riding horses, learned how to play polo, learned how to ride a bike on sand, and then kind of physically changed myself for both the characters, emotionally also completely different, so all of that stuff.
And what about you? How was your
It's been a long journey, but it just feels, it's also been so challenging, but I feel that, you know, when it's challenging, it's even more rewarding. And whether the audiences like it or not is now time will tell, but I just feel being a part of a film like this in itself is very special. Gulzar Saab after so many years, Rakeysh SEL, for us to be debuting in a film, you know, it's a very special film to be a part of. We've tried to do something which hasn't been done before. So I feel all this makes it very special.
These are very, very small things, you know, and you know, there are so many horrible things happening to people all over the world. And I think we're very lucky to do what we do, and we have very, very good lives. So I think we're the last people in the world that should be complaining.
You know, honestly, I feel that there are just these certain things that we've created. You know, we've created certain things like models can't act, and it's easier for celebrity kids to get work. So I feel easier in the sense you have the door is a little more open with regards to approaching people. But finally, if you are not good at what you do, you're not gonna get to work because you have to be talented with what you do. Because if you go to see people like Deepika, Anushka, Kangana, they're the top actresses around Priyanka, but they are all from outside the industry, but they're so good at what they do.
And most of them have modeling backgrounds.
And they have modeling backgrounds, but it's
They're
just, So I just feel that, you know, these things that we've made up, it's not entirely true.
Okay.
In fact, I also feel that sometimes the pressure is a little more on somebody who has a lineage. Whether Harsh likes to accept it or not, you know, people have the general mass has a lot of expectation from Harsh because of the lineage he carries. So it can be an advantage and a disadvantage.
There are two parallel stories that run simultaneously with each other and are intercut in a very clever way. So there's the story of Adil and Suchi that is inspired from the essence of the story of Mirzya Sahiba, and then there is a timeless ode to the folktale of Mirzya Sahiba. So the folklore is basically a tool to kind of give the current story more of an emotional impetus, you know, and it's just kind of like paying tribute to that story and then presenting the new one. It's like that's what happened now and it's being relived. That's what happened then, and this is what's being relived now, you know, and it's Mirzya Sahiba of today, you know. So it's emotionally complex. It's a musical. It's a 2-hour 10-minute film with 15 tracks. So the music takes the narrative forward. It's like a proper, like, you go and watch the opera, you know, or you go and watch like a Broadway musical. That's the kind of telling of the film.
That will change post the
I think
7th.
that will change post the 7th, yeah.
Because 7th, if you see the film or the trailers that you've seen, Harsh and I have mud on our face and we are like not the most glamorous looking on screen because of the way we've been projected. So I think that perception should change. I was talking to these two 16-year-old kids who saw the film, and they said, you know, this is such a real film because this happens, this still happens. They were talking about the contemporary story. So for me, I feel, you know, that says a lot, you know, if people crowd like a 16, 17-year-old kid relates.
I think it's basically about a young couple. So in that way, it really appeals to a young audience. But because of how intelligent the film is and because of like the lyrics and the complexity of that and the visual symbolism, it also is appealing to an older audience as well, who are also then familiar with the story of Mirzya Sahiba more than the younger kids. So there's everything, there's something for the younger demographic and there's a lot for the older demographic as well.